Thank you very much for coming here to Soroti University to support our efforts in participating in the national exhibition organized by the National Council for Higher Education. Before I talk about the exhibition, I take interest to thank the government of Uganda for establishing and supporting Soroti University, and also for maintaining peace that has enabled the university to take off, as you'll be able to notice when you get outside the building or when you are inside the building. Secondly, I would like to thank the National Council for Higher Education for arranging this meeting despite the difficulties, the challenges we have with COVID-19. I take this opportunity also to say thank you to all other stakeholders who have been able to support our efforts towards the development of Soroti University, especially the University Council, the district, the police, the National Water and Sewerage Corporation, the National Roads Authority, and many others. And of course in government, we are thankful to the Ministry of Education and Sports, thankful to the Ministry of Finance and Planning and Economic Development, and also to Ministry of Public Service. Other agencies like National Planning Authority have also come to support ourselves. Now, talking about Soroti University, I have to tell you that we started from scratch, from the bush. But I will cut off the history from the point of view that the university was established by law in July 2015. That's when we were still building the infrastructure. This very current infrastructure we are in. Now, that action ended in 2018 June. From then on, we got engaged in a number of other activities besides infrastructure development. That is developing programs, procuring materials for study, and recruiting staff. I must say, although we are fairly weak in the higher positions of teaching, we are running the university now as we need. Council is the governing body in the university, and it is in place. Management supports council by way of producing and implementing university policies. So far, we have got over 20 policies made, and more are coming. The purpose of policies is really to make sure that we are in tandem with the developments elsewhere in other universities, and also in conformity with the way things should be done in universities in our country. So I am happy with the role of council in that, the role of management also in doing that kind of thing. As you have seen from infrastructure, the first 3 buildings, which are now habitable, were paid for by government, and we thank government for that. The money is coming, of course, from the national coffers. And as of now, we are having other projects that are going on. One is the anatomy building, if you might have seen there, the dining hall, which is almost in completion stage, water development, now they're putting up the tanks, and the road network, which is owned by National Roads Authority. So these are very, very important developments as far as the university is concerned. It is bringing the university to a higher level, whereby it will be easier for us to admit, train, and get people out who know that there was a university they went to. Now, the other one, which has been very, very important over a period of time, is recruitment of staff. We have recruited staff in various categories. We have academic, we have administrative, and we have support staff. Each one of those categories have different roles to play. And I can say we are doing well in as far as staffing is concerned. It could be better, but we shall continue with whatever we have and so on. In academics, I must say that we have 3 programs that are accredited. Accreditation means they are legally acknowledged by government as those that are approved to be used for teaching and learning of our students. These are medicine, human medicine, nursing, and computer engineering, electronics and computer engineering. Those 3 programs are running, and we have just this week admitted the 3rd cohort of students, and others are in class where they are studying, and we are moving on, and more programs are likely to come. For example, shortly we expect early next year to have sciences, midwifery, electrical and electronics engineering, and renewable energy. So these are part of the developments we are pushing on in as far as this university is concerned. One may ask, why only those ones? We plan according to our resource envelope. Number 2, we are directed through by government to concentrate in areas where there is inadequacy of human resources in this country. And as you know, there are many gaps in the scientific area. So we are doing recruitment in applied sciences. That's why I was saying medicine, midwife, nursing, computer engineering, and so on. Many more will come, of course, later on. So our niche is applied sciences. Education is likely to be coming also soon, but because of space issues, we are not able to mount it now. But as soon as we have space, we shall advertise for posts and get establishment done in as far as the university is concerned. Now, teaching and learning. There has been a shift in teaching and learning, as you all know, on the former teaching where the lecturer stands in front of the classroom and students sit behind to listen and get out. Somehow, because of this COVID-19, there has been a shake-up that we have to deliver our teaching and learning online, replicating them from here to make farmers to have outside growers. That is an innovation which I can say. Now, what else do I have to say about this university? What I'm saying about this university is that I welcome students to come in. We have good labs, both in engineering and medical sciences. We have a library, print, and virtual. So we have people who are manning all these places. We care for the people who are going to apply for our courses. We shall take them when and if we find them suitable. So I think on this point, I would like to thank you for coming. Good day for you.